Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. The Cubs have a tough 8-7 loss today versus the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm Ryan Dunleavy,
And I'm Ron Zielinski.
and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. Ryan, any opening thoughts?
Um, JMO didn't have his best day, so obviously can't blame the bats too much. They did what they needed to do. Just kind of a tough ending. It's like the Bears, right? They make you believe, bottom of the ninth got a guy on, and then they, the double play to end it. It's a tough loss. I mean, I'm not really upset about it.
Yeah, so let's get into our cards portion brought to you by Mark's Card Shop, located 914 Curtis Street in Downers Grove, Illinois. Check out their website at markscardshop.com and their Instagram and Twitter at Mark's Card Shop. Thank you for sponsoring today's show and this segment. So the first guy, young center fielder, started in the All-Star game last year. Left-handed bat, right-handed thrower. He's the center fielder for the Padres.
Just Jackson Merrill.
Yep. Next guy, he's a pitcher on the Dodgers. He started his career on the Pirates, was traded over to the Rays in the Chris Archer trade, and then was traded over to the Dodgers, and this is his second year. He's a righty-righty.
Oh, Tyler Glasnow.
Yep, Tyler Glasnow. This last guy, he came over to the Red Sox in 2023 from Japan. He's a left-handed bat. He throws right-handed. He DHs for the most part, but also plays in the outfield.
Is he's like an everyday player?
Yes.
Um, Masataka Yoshida.
Yep, Masataka Yoshida. All right, so let's get into today's recap. Cubs dropped this game 8-7. Freddie Peralta gets the win, moves him to 7-4 on the year with a 2.76 ERA. Jameson Taillon gets the loss, 7-4 on the year with a 3.84 ERA. And then Tyler McGill gets to save his 16th on the year, and he is at a 2.84 ERA. The Cubs are now 45-29. They are still up 5.5 games in the division. The Brewers are at 40-35, 5.5 games trailing. So the Cubs are still kind of cruising in this division. And then let's get into our recap. So Jameson Taillon had a rough first inning. Churio hit a double, and then Christian Yelich hit a single to right field to make it a 1-0 ball game. But then Taillon gets out of it. William Contreras hits a ball 97 miles an hour and grounds into a double play. And then after that, Tucker walks and PCA hits a 2-out home run. This was a bomb, another high pitch that PCA took out 377 feet. 107 miles per hour off the bat. This is the first 2020 of or 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases for you baseball fans of the 2025 season. And Pete Crow Armstrong is the fourth fastest player in history to do it. So very
And I believe the quickest Cub.
quickest Cub for
Yeah.
Major League Baseball history. So that's a very cool accomplishment. Some guys don't even get that done in the season. Pete Crow Armstrong gets it done in 3 months. It's crazy. Ryan, anything on Pete Crow Armstrong's like crazy run in 2020?
I mean, he's on pace for a, what, 60-60?
Something crazy.
Like,
He's not
yeah.
gonna hit 60 homers.
No, he's not. But he's technically, we can say, on pace for it. But yeah, I mean, he's been so good lately. Like, his inconsistency, I feel like, is kind of
Been
he
better as
hasn't
of late.
he hasn't been so inconsistent as of late. He's really hitting the high heat well, so I bet pitchers are gonna stop throwing it. But yeah, another he seems to be the guy that always is able to keep the crowd in the game. Brings the crowd back after going down one, hits a go ahead homer. So yeah, I mean he's been awesome.
The thing about PCA is if you give him something to hit, he'll make you pay for it. But if you walk him, he'll be on third base in 3 pitches. So,
Yep.
and then in the top of the second inning, Reese Hoskins hits a solo home run, his 11th on the year. That ball was hit 394 feet, more of a line drive than anything, but definitely got out of there. And then walks Isaac Collins, and then Caleb Durbin hits a home run to center field, his third on the year. The ball was hit 395 feet. So neither of these were mammoth home runs, but They got out of the ballpark. Anything on that rough top of the second inning for Jameson Taillon?
Um, well, the walks, fight him on the 2-run shot. Right, Collins gets on via a walk, and then he gives up the homer on a cutter, kind of over the plate. Um, the Hoskins homer was, I won't say it was over the plate, but I don't really like the placement of it. Like Council said after the game, JMO just didn't have his stuff tonight. Bad game, but yeah, it was pretty rough watching him give up so many homers.
Yeah, and then in the top of the third inning, Taillon has another rough inning. Churio hits a single, and then Yelich hits a single. Runners on first and third, and William Contreras hits a ground ball up the middle to make it a 5-2 game. But then Taillon gets out of it with a line out, a fly out, and then a big strikeout. How big was that for Taillon to get out of that inning?
I mean, that's huge because if it's again another one of the things we talked about. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, I would really thought that this could have been 7-8-2 after this inning. He kept it within 3, which is not much at all, especially with this Cubs team. And yeah, I think that was a huge, um, you know,
Yeah,
I'm looking for the right word, but you know what I mean, like
yeah.
jam to get out of. I'll say.
And then top of the fourth, Joey Ortiz hits a single, and then makes a great play on Sal Frelick that really could have been a double. Runners on second and third with Churio coming up, but a great play from Ian Happ. And then the bottom of the fourth inning, Dansby Swanson hits a solo shot, his 14th on the year. That ball was hit 108 miles an hour, 406 feet. That was a bomb. Definitely love to see it from Dansby hitting in that 5 hole. But then bottom of the fifth inning, Genesis Cabrera comes in, walk into double from Bryce Terang. So runners on second and third, you get 2 outs, and then Isaac Collins hits a home run from the right side, 100 miles an hour, 388 feet, barely got out of the ballpark. I believe it was a curveball kind of down the middle. It's a
Yeah,
barrel
it was.
finder.
Yeah,
That was his fourth home run on the year. I mean, did you
yeah.
still have hope after that home run, or did you say like this game's over?
I'm gonna be honest. I was listening in the car with my dad, and as soon as the homer went out, he said, "Yeah, this game's over." And I, as well, was like, "Yeah, this thing's done." So no, I did not have any hope whatsoever.
Yep, but then the cardiac Cubs. I mean, bottom of the seventh inning, 2 outs. Ian Happ hits a home run from the right side, his eighth home run on the year. It was hit dead center, 416 feet, 105 miles off the 105 miles per hour off the bat. How big was that home run there from Ian Happ?
Well, I mean, 5-3 is a lot different, right? Having to come back from down 5 is so much more than having to come back down 3, right? You have like a little bit of confidence going, like even if it was going into the ninth, you'd have a little bit of confidence for them to score 3 instead of needing 5. So I just think, when he hits this homer to go down 3, that's like, all right, they got 2 innings to score 3. Like that seems a lot more doable than the 5. But yeah, huge homer, and I like how Ian Happ's really starting to find himself as a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, I agree. And the Cubs load the bases with 1 out in the bottom of the eighth inning. But Vito Brujan ran for Michael Bush. Did you agree with that or no? I didn't really think they should have took Bush out of the game. He's really good defensively in the late innings. I disagreed with it.
I think it was fine because you're trying to tie the game, right? Vidal Brujan's a lot faster than Michael Bush. I won't say a lot faster, but I'll say faster than Michael Bush. And yeah, you're trying to tie the game up. That's kind of a thing where it's like, all right, now's our chance. So I was fine with it.
Yeah, and then Carson Kelly beats out what would have been a double play. But so then the run comes in, runners on first and third. Good hustle there. And then Nico Horner hits kind of like it's like a weird single almost, but
Hit it into no man's land. Yep.
yeah, just in the infield. It was a good play by Ortiz. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
That could have rolled and maybe got more. And then so you got Birdie on second, Hap on first, and then Matt Shaw pops out. But hey, 8-7 game. You got top of the order coming up in the ninth. Drew Pomeranz shuts down the door in the ninth inning, but then Ian had great at bat, walks.
Can we first of
Probably
all can we first of all talk about ball 4 on Ian F's save?
that should have been a strike.
That was literally like if I was a Brewers fan, I would have been throwing my remote at the TV.
Yeah, so
That
would
was
I.
that was clearly a strike.
And then
But I mean,
Kyle
obviously, I was
Tucker
fine
comes
with it.
up, brutal at bat, swings at
Yeah,
a ball in the dirt on the second pitch, and then looks at 100 miles an hour outside corner. Just not what you want from your superstar there. I mean, he could have put the game away if he wanted to hit a ball in the right
yeah.
field, but it's whatever. And then Seiya Suzuki hits actually probably his best ball of the day, 105 miles an hour, but it just happened to be on the ground. It was a high fastball. He was protecting 2 strikes, but it was just hits in the wrong
I mean,
spot.
if that wasn't two strikes, like if it was like let's say a 3-1 count, I think it's a different swing and it's a base hit. I think. Like if he's
Yeah.
swinging at that, not on two, not with a two strike approach, I think that's a base hit or a line drive.
And that's the final of the ball game. 8-7 Brewers. Ryan, any final thoughts on this ball game?
Not really. Just kind of unlucky with the Seiya ball. McGill isn't really a ground ball pitcher, so you get a tough ground ball there. But yeah, a tough loss. Not too mad about it. I mean, you're never gonna sweep the Brewers. That's just not how the rivalry is. So I don't really have a
Yeah.
problem with it.
And then I have a question for you. So the Cubs just pushed Jameson Taillon to the next day, opposed to the Brewers skipped over Jacob Mysronsky and just let Freddie Peralta start on his day. Which philosophy do you like better? Do you push your guy to the next day, or do you skip your guy and then go to your ace to try and tie the series?
I like skipping the guy because they come to the ballpark, game approach, they're there, and then it's like, oh, the game's canceled, and then they got to do it all again. It just you're not used to that. I don't really like that strategy. I think they should have just skipped them because then who was scheduled for today?
That is a good question. Matthew Boyd.
Yeah, I mean you just let Matthew Boyd, have um his scheduled like routine, and I think they should have gone to Boyd today.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially the way that Boyd's been pitching. And think about this. So when you're done starting, you kind of have a good idea when your next start's going to be. So all of your stuff that you're doing is leading up to that day. So then when
Yep.
it gets messed up, then you're pushed back a day. So honestly, I probably would have went to Boyd, maybe give JMO another start earlier, but I don't think it's the end of the world if you skip him over. So let's get into the Cubs pitching. Jameson Taillon goes 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 home runs. He's now at a 3.84 ERA. Genesis Cabrera goes for an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, and they were all earned. 1 walk, a strikeout, or no strikeouts actually, and a home run. And he's now at a 5.06 ERA. So he's kind of had a rough year, but I don't know. And then Chris Flexen, 3 innings of work, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, still to 0 ERA. Flexen continues to be one of the best bullpen arms for the Cubs. Then Drew Pomeranz goes in for an inning of work, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 Ks, 0 earned runs. I mean, what have you seen from Chris Flexen that's made him this good? I mean, he hasn't given up a run the entire season so far.
I mean, he's throwing. So he threw 46 pitches today, 25 of them for strikes. So it's not like he was overly in command, but like he's getting outs, right? He's not really getting a ton of strikeouts. Like I know he had 3 in 3 innings, but he's not getting a ton. But like I mean, I don't know. It just seems like every time he's on the mound, something good's gonna happen. And yeah, like you said, his ERA is still zero. Even Drew Pomeranz, his ERA is zero. So I definitely am gonna trust these guys. Going deeper into the year.
Yeah, and then my next question is Genesis Cabrera has had a kind of a rough patch as of these last couple of games. In his last 7 games, he has a 7.71 ERA. In 7 innings of work, he's given up 6 runs, and they're earned, obviously. So he's kind of averaging a run an inning, or close to it at least, and he's not striking guys out with only 4 strikeouts. Do you keep Genesis Cabrera on the club, or do you DFA him and let someone come up from Iowa who's been throwing the ball well?
I keep him for a little, about like I don't know. I still give him time because again, it's not like he was brought here to be like the bullpen arm, right? Guys are stepping up. Chris Flex and Drew Pomeranz, Caleb Thielbar, all of them. They're like stepping up. Um, you know, everybody's gonna have a rough patch, right? Obviously, this is kind of a little bit more than just a rough patch, but I still don't lose faith in him at all. But if he stays bad for another week or two, then I think we definitely have to have you know a conversation about DFAing him.
Yeah, my only thing is if you send him down to Iowa to work on the stuff, it could benefit him, but who knows? Someone will probably pick him up at that point. And then let's get into the Brewers pitching from today. Freddie Peralta had a pretty good start, 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, and they're all earned. Or 2 walks, 6 Ks, 2 home runs, and now he's at a 2.76 ERA. Aaron Ashby came in for one inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, 1 home run. He's at a 1.69 ERA. Jacob Koenig came in for a third of an inning, 0 hits, 0 runs. He just faced one batter and he got the guy out. He's now at a 3.45 ERA. And then Jose or Abner Uribe got the hold. He came in for an inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, and they were both earned, 2 walks, 1 K. He's now at a 1.78. They also gave Jacob Honing a hold too, his 12th of the year, in Uribe's 20th. And then Tyler McGill came in for the save, 1 inning of work, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 K. He's now at a 2.84 ERA. Anything on the Brewers pitching? I don't really have it much.
Yeah, not much. I mean, they gave up 7 runs. That's not the best, but Freddie Peralta, he's pitching well as always. But yeah, not much. Good work
And
by
then with
Miguel to.
yesterday's game getting postponed, the Cubs split the series as they took Tuesday, and then they lost today. So they split the series 1-1, and then that game will be made up later in the year. I believe it was going to be a 3-game series, but the Cubs and the Brewers both have an off day on that Thursday, so they're just going to play a 4-game series, which will probably be a big series.
Oh, I
And
thought it was a double. I thought it was an August 18th doubleheader.
um,
I'll check because I thought it's a doubleheader.
okay.
I'll check right now.
And then while you into that, let's get a series preview for this weekend as the Seattle Mariners come to town, sitting at 37 and 36. They are 5.5 games back of the Houston Astros, and they are a, a half a game out of the wild card. And one thing I do want to say, the Boston Red Sox are now in a wild card spot, which is kind of crazy from a couple of weeks ago. The Red Sox are in a playoff spot. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I guess the Devers trade cleaned up the clubhouse a bit, and I don't know. Like they've been playing well, and they're continuing to play well. I don't know necessarily if they're gonna stay there and make the playoffs, but you know
There's a
they're
chance.
they're playing well right now. Yeah, and we could
Love to see some playoff baseball at Fenway. There's no better
n-
atmosphere for a playoff
n-
game.
not. I think the north side of Chicago might be a little better.
Yeah, we haven't seen a playoff game there in a while, and the last time there was, it was during COVID, so haven't seen that. Tomorrow, all these games are at 1:20. For the Mariners, it's George Kirby. He is 1-3 on the year with a 5.96 ERA. For the Cubs, it's a southpaw Matthew Boyd. He is 6-3 on the year with a 2.79 ERA. And then on Saturday, it's Emerson Hancock for the Mariners. He's 3-2 in the year with a 4.48 ERA in his second year of Major League. And then Cade Horton for the Cubs, coming off a great start, 3-1, the 3.147 ERA. And then on Sunday, in the final game of the series, it's Logan Gilbert for the Mariners. He's 1-2 on the year with a 2.55 ERA. I believe this will be his second start coming off of the injury. And then it will be Colin Ray for the Cubs, 4-2 on the year with a 3.84 ERA. Ryan, what is your favorite matchup?
I think the obvious answer is Friday because whenever Matthew Boyd's on the mound, I think it's tough not to have that as your favorite matchup. He's been pitching so well. He's stepped up as our two aces got hurt, and he's been really good. So that's kind of my obvious.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mine has to be Friday. George Kirby near almost at a 6 ERA. Matthew Boyd under or at a 2.8 around their ERA. It's hard not to pick the Cubs in that one, especially how good they've been in Game One of series is. Now, what is your least favorite matchup, or which one do you not like? Or I'll go first, honestly, for that one because you did the going first for your favorite. Mine's Sunday. I mean, Logan Gilbert's a stud, one of the best pitchers in the game. This Mariners rotation is very underrated, and Gilbert's the ace, so that's probably my least favorite matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball right now, and Colin Ray has been a little shaky. So I'll go with that Sunday. I mean, I don't even think you could say Saturday either, just because Cade Horton has kind of picked up some momentum after the Skeens or after his matchup versus Skeens, and he kind of stepped up. So I'm kind of excited for Saturday. So yeah, Sunday's kind of the obvious pick.
Yeah, now Ryan, you want to take a look around the MLB? Um, the Cardinals beat the White Sox in both games of the doubleheader. For game one, they won 5-4. Wilson Contreras had hit a game tying 2-run bomb, and I believe it was a base hit to win the game. Cam Boozer got the L out of the bullpen. And then in game two, the Cardinals went 8-6. Burleson and Arenado hit back-to-back home runs in the third, but then Benintendi did hit a grand slam to tie it, but it was all Cardinals after that. Right now, the A's are beating the Astros 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Lawrence Butler hit a home run, mm, and then Denzel Clark made another crazy play in the outfield. I mean, he's unreal defensively.
Oh, did he really? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he did. It was like a nice diving catch, which might be the series of the year. Padres versus the Dodgers. This entire series has been some great baseball. Will
Yeah.
Smith pinch hit home run yesterday. The Padres are up 2-0. Bogarts hit a solo bomb. The Twins beat the Reds 12-5 today. Buxton hit 2 home runs. The Nationals snapped their losing streak today, 4-3 to the Rockies. James Wood hit a 2-run bomb. Wait, did they snap it today or was it yesterday?
Who?
Or never mind, it was today. The Nationals snapped their losing
Oh
streak
yeah.
today. I thought it was just James Wood hit a walk-off bomb and a 2-run bomb today. He is the front runner to start in right field for the National League as of right now, rightfully so. The Yankees are or beat the Angels 7-3. They hit back-to-back home runs to take the W today. Tigers beat the Tigers beat the Pirates in Game One of the doubleheader 9-3. Tarek Screwball's on the mound. It's pretty much an automatic win. Then Game Two, in extra innings, the Pirates won 8-4. When it's Paul Skeens on the mound, it's probably going to be a W too. So I wish they would have rearranged it for it to be Skeens versus Screwball.
I
That
know.
would have been amazing.
Awesome.
Definitely entertaining to watch both those guys on the mound. The Royals beat the Rangers 4-1. Jack Caglione hit his first two major league home runs, and they were both
I was
bombs.
gonna say they were both moonshots.
D-backs beat the Blue Jays 9-5. Alejandro Kirk hit 2 home runs, and then Eugenio Suarez hit a 2-run home run for the win, his 22nd on the year. The Giants beat the Guardians 2-1 today. Wilmer Flores hit the go-ahead double. Logan Webb with another great start. Phillies beat the Marlins 2-1 today. Kyle Schwarber hit a game-winning home run. Braves beat the Mets 7-1. Matt Olson hit a bases-clearing double, and Spencer Strider struck out 8. The Orioles beat the Rays 4-1. Colton Cowser hit a 3-run homer, and Felix Bautista came in and shut the door in the last inning. Anything around the MLB?
Nothing really, but I do have something for tomorrow in Iowa. We're gonna talk about Shota's rehab start. That's
Yeah, for
tomorrow
sure.
at I think 5:45 is first pitch. So for tomorrow's episode, we'll be recapping his start. Hopefully, what's your prediction for that? How many innings do you think they'll give him?
Um, I know he's been pitching in the Arizona League, so maybe 4-5.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
I'm,
around four to
I'm
five.
assuming I had to take a guess, he will pitch one of the games in the 4-game series at Busch Field. Who do you think gets
Oh,
pushed down?
right now, honestly, Ben Brown.
I'm going to say Ben Brown, too.
Yeah.
I think that they will probably put him down to Iowa so he can still get his innings in, and he'll probably be up within 2 to 3 weeks, is my
Yeah, I agree with
prediction.
that. Yeah.
And then now to end our show, let's get into our immaculate grid. We're 2 for 2 so far on the show.
Yeah.
All right, first one: Brewers and Pirates. Andrew McCutcheon.
Oh yeah. Wait, I'll fill this out too. I got the same one. Let's see.
All right, next is Pirates and Red Sox.
Pirates,
And
Red
Red Sox.
Sox.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
we're definitely stupid because there's definitely an obvious one.
you want to skip that for now?
Yeah, skip that for now.
Then
Brewers.
Pirates Hall of Fame.
Oh, Pirates Hall of Fame.
Roberto Clemente.
Yeah. What am I doing?
All right. Then our next one is Guardians and Brewers.
Guardians, Brewers.
Good one. Um, skip that one for now.
All right,
Guardians. What's up?
wait, Guardians, Red Sox. Should we do, or should we do Brewers, right field?
Right field.
Okay. Are you gonna
I'm
do
trying
it?
to think of someone.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm
do you
trying
want
to think of someone like good.
Ryan Braun? Did he ever get out and right, or was he always left? Because I know he was their left fielder, but did he
Yeah.
ever play a game
I'm
in
trying to
right?
think like someone that was it Collins in right field for this series?
Was he?
I think so.
I'll check. That's allowed. That's not cheating.
No, because I thought Red Sox right field Willie Abreu.
Yeah. No, Collins play. Oh, we could go Sal because Collins played left. So let's just go
Yeah, we'll
Sal.
do Freelick.
Yeah. Okay, and then who did we do for?
Hall of Fame and played right field. Ken Griffey Jr.
For right field Hall of Fame, yeah.
Yeah. And then Guardians Hall of Fame.
So Indians too. Did no.
Trying to
Wait.
think. Um, there's some tough ones today.
Yeah, seriously, wait.
Oh my gosh, Jim Thome. Jim Thome.
Oh, duh. Oh, that's okay. All right,
Jim Thome. That's
okay. Okay. All right. We're good. Pirates, Red Sox. We have Red Sox, Indians, Brewers, Indians, Pirates, Red Sox.
I'm just opening the immaculate grid.
Dude, Red Sox, Pirates.
Like that's like I
I
don't know.
feel
I'm
like it's
trying to
like
go through their lineups.
And right now, get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months plus 500 retail bonus cash.
I'm trying to think of someone like random, like that's been around the league.
They say this is our work full time.
yeah, like
Brewers and Guardians and Red Sox and Guardians.
I feel like the Brewers Indians one is so easy.
Yeah. Hold up. I'm trying to think like
Dude, this is like.
Yeah.
Oh, this might be the one.
What is it?
No, I mean like this might be the one that like we lose.
How much longer are you gonna try?
30 seconds.
All right.
Did Mustakis? No, Mustakis never played for Cleveland.
Boston. I don't know, dude. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
give up.
Yeah, let's
Let's
just.
see what the most common answers were. Jason Bay, Manny Ramirez, CC. A lot of old timers. We probably wouldn't have got it.
I could have got probably should have got Manny Ramirez, but other
CC
than that,
Sabathia too.
oh he what? Oh, that would.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's podcast. Tune in tomorrow after the Cubs game. Miles Mastrobuoni comes back to town.
That's right. Standing ovation. We got to give him a
Standing
standing
O.
ovation.
Thank you guys. Signing out. Ryan Dunleavy.
Ryan Zielinski.
See you guys in the next episode.
Thank you guys.